All right, buckle up, everybody, because today we are diving deep into the nature of reality itself. I've got some seriously mind-bending excerpts here, and I can't wait to unpack them with you.
Well, it's a question that humans have been grappling with forever.
Yeah, what's real? What's an illusion?
For
What's it all about?
Exactly.
And these excerpts you sent over, they really jump right in with a bold statement.
Yeah.
They say, you, the listener, are the only reality. Everything else, an illusion.
It's a powerful statement.
Okay, I need to hear more about this, though.
Well, the source material talks about this in terms of using terms like Atman, Brahman, and consciousness, words you might have heard before.
Yeah.
And it uses these terms to point towards this idea of singular reality, that you are this reality.
Okay, so not me as in like, I like reality TV and this is my job and that kind of thing, but something deeper.
Exactly. Much deeper. Deeper than all of that. It's like, think about a movie playing on a screen. The movie, with all its characters and plot twists, that's like the world of appearances, right? The world of illusion.
Okay.
But the screen itself, the backdrop against which everything unfolds, that's the constant. It's unchanging.
Right.
And that's more akin to this concept of Atman, Brahman, this consciousness or simply existence, the unchanging you behind all these ever-changing experiences.
Okay, so I think I'm starting to get it, but hold on a second. If I'm the only reality, what about like this whole universe we seem to be experiencing, this table, this chair, this planet? It all feels pretty solid to me.
It does, doesn't it?
Is it all just in my head? Am I making it up?
Well, it's not quite saying that the universe is just, a figment of your imagination, like a daydream or something.
Okay.
It's saying that the universe exists as an illusion, a misperception of what is real. The source material actually draws a very clear distinction between what's real and what's an illusion. And to really understand this concept, I think we need to understand what it defines as being real.
Okay, so what are the criteria for something to be real in this sense, in this context?
Well, there are three key criteria.
Right.
First, something that is real should be present at all times, past, present, and future.
Okay.
Second, it should remain unchanging. And third, it should be independent, meaning it doesn't depend on anything else for its existence.
Okay, so like a diamond, those things are supposed to last forever, right? They don't change and they're just kind of, they're rock solid reality.
Yeah, it's a good thought, but even diamonds, as hard and enduring as they seem, are subject to change.
Oh yeah, I guess you could, like, crush them or something.
You can cut them, crush them, even burn them under the right conditions.
Okay.
And their existence is dependent on, various geological processes, specific conditions of pressure and temperature, the existence of the planet itself. So even a diamond doesn't really meet all the criteria.
Huh. Good point. So if even a diamond isn't truly real in this sense, what does meet those criteria besides, me, apparently?
Right. Well, that's where things get really interesting. The source material uses an analogy to try to illustrate this, the analogy of the rope and the snake. Have you heard this one before?
Vaguely, but remind me how it goes.
Okay, picture this. You're walking along a path at twilight, and you see a snake lying in your way.
Ooh, scary.
Right. You'd probably jump back, right? Feel a little jolt of fear.
Oh, yeah. I'm not a fan of snakes. For sure, my heart would be racing.
But as you approach cautiously, you realize that what you thought was a snake is actually just a rope.
Yeah. I've totally had those moments where like a garden hose or a stick in the shadows totally freaks me out.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, wait, never mind. It's just my imagination.
Exactly. And this highlights how our perception can sometimes deceive us.
For sure.
So let's break down this analogy. The rope was there all along, right?
Yeah.
Whether you perceived it correctly or not.
Right.
Its existence doesn't depend on you mistaking it for something else.
Right.
And it remains, in its essence, unchanged, whether it's perceived as a snake or a rope.
Okay, so the rope is like the true reality.
Precisely. It represents that which exists independently, unchangingly, and eternally.
Okay.
And the snake, well, the snake represents the illusion.
Okay, so are you saying that like the whole universe, everything we perceive as this external world is like the snake in the analogy? It's just a misinterpretation of something else, something deeper, more fundamental.
That's the implication, yes. It suggests that just like the snake is an illusion based on you misinterpreting the rope, our perception of the universe as the separate and independent thing might also be an illusion.
Wow. Okay, so the universe, the planets, the stars, everything, not actually real.
Well, we'll dive into that right after this.
So we're saying this whole universe might be like cosmic mirage, right? But if it's an illusion, what is the real thing that we're misinterpreting?
Yeah, the universe exists as an illusion because our perception of it is dependent on something else, you know? It's dependent on that singular consciousness that we were talking about, that awareness that that's the true reality.
Okay, so if even something as solid as a diamond can't meet those criteria for realness, and our senses can be tricked so easily,
Right.
how are we supposed to know what's actually truly real?
Well, that's where inquiry comes in. Remember that example of the blind person learning about the moon?
Yeah, it's like the moon doesn't exist for them until someone who can see describes it, you know?
Precisely. The moon is still there. Its
Yeah.
reality is not dependent on their perception of it,
Right,
but their experience is limited.
right.
Similarly, we need to go beyond our immediate senses and really investigate the nature of things to understand their true reality. We can't just rely on what we see, hear, touch, taste, or smell.
So we need to, like, dig deeper, question our assumptions, be open to the possibility that what we initially perceive might not be the whole picture.
Exactly. And the source material actually distinguishes between something being unreal and something being an illusion. Something that's unreal doesn't exist at all, while an illusion is something that we experience, but it doesn't meet the criteria for ultimate reality.
So like a hallucination.
Yeah.
Someone might see things that aren't really there, but the experience is real to them.
That's a perfect example. The hallucination is an illusion because it doesn't exist independently, right? It's a product of their mind, not of ultimate reality.
Okay, so the universe isn't unreal because we're obviously experiencing it, but it is an illusion because it doesn't exist independently. It's dependent on this underlying consciousness, this awareness that is you.
Exactly. And